What's up, horror fans? It's Danny from the Lacercast, and I am back home finally after 3 long days at New York Comic Con. I've posted several videos covering the panels, recording Q&As. There's one from the upcoming Silent Night, Deadly Night with the director Mike P. Nelson and star Ruby Modine. There's a couple from the main stage Anne Rice's Immortal Universe panel, one on the Talamasca, which is coming out later this month, and the other, The Vampire Lestat Season 3, which is coming out in 2026. I have a couple of videos from the Saturday night Shudder Will Scare the Shit Out of You panel. And that was an incredible panel hosted by Sam Zimmerman with Greg Nicotero, Micheline Pitt, Josh Rubin, Jermaine Fowler, and Willa Holland. That was a lot of fun. Cats. And what I like to do at the end of every Comic-Con, usually Charlotte does these videos with me, but she unfortunately has homework she needs to do. So, yeah. But yeah, what I like to do is kind of give a roundup of all the stuff that I got at Comic-Con and give shout outs to some of the merch people, some of the amazing guests, exhibitors, people in Artist Alley that I came into contact with over the last few days. I'm going to give them some shout outs. I'm going to post their links in the description of this video. So if you like any of the stuff I show you, you can, in the description, find those links, go to those websites, look them up, and get their shit and, buy some of their merch as well. First and foremost, I just mentioned Shudder, so I'll just start by talking about Shudder. For the 10th anniversary panel, we got a cool grab bag. There's a really cool poster here that kind of covers some of Shudder's current and past. You got Clown in the Cornfield, you have Hell Motel, Oddity, In a Violent Nature, the Creep tapes are on there. Creep Show, I mentioned Greg Nicotero was at the panel, so we got that cool poster which came in the grab bag, and we also got this really cool booklet, almost like a little magazine that is full of, it says Shudder is turning 10, and it has a list of just really cool little descriptions of some of the movies that are, have been on the channel. The future of film is female, and they have a nice little section of quotes from horror alumni, Shudder alumni. Everyone here from Elric Kane, Josh Rubin, who I mentioned before, Toby Poser, and John Adams. A lot of these people are directors, writers, actors who have movies that have been, on Shudder before, including Tananarive Due, who was in Horror Noir, Rye Barrett, who plays the monster in A Violent Nature, Jen Wexler, and Heather Buckley, who directed and produced The Ranger, etc. They do countdowns towards the end of the best kills and the best movies. So this was a really cool little book. And then they also gave us this awesome cup. So yeah, so scary, it's good. If you don't have Shudder and you're a horror fan, I don't know what you're doing at this point. It's like $5 to $6 a month, and they curate some of the best horror around. If you live in New York City, they occasionally do movies at the IFC Center, but also just, whether it's Joe Bob and The Last Drive-In on Friday nights, the Boulet Brothers, Dragula. They have so many great shows, series, movies. It's just the must-have streaming site for horror, and they're celebrating 10 years. I'm happy to have been a member of Shudder for the last 10 years. I remember probably maybe 2016, 17 when they had their first panel at Comic-Con, and it was like, wow, what a big deal this is. And here we are now 2025, and it's their 10 years that they've been doing this. Okay, what else did I get? Let's go into the clothing first because my cat is attacking the clothing very badly. The funny thing about Comic-Con was that Wednesday in New York City, it was like 75, 80 degrees. It was beautiful out. And then Thursday, for the first day of Comic-Con, the temperature dropped about 20 degrees. So my wife and I got off the train, and I said to her, the very first thing I need to do when I get inside that building, the Javits Center, is I need to get a sweatshirt. And I know it's not horror, but they have some horror adjacent stuff. And it's nerd culture, it's geek culture. I bought this awesome Futurama hooded sweatshirt. And I got this from the good people at t-24.com. Again, I will put all of these websites in the description, but they have a ton of cool stuff. They're one of the vendors that I almost immediately go to every single year. When I walk in the door, they're one of the first vendors that I see, and I almost always either grab a t-shirt or a keychain or a Zoidberg sticker, because why not Zoidberg, right? So yeah, that was a terrible imitation of Zoidberg. I apologize. But yes, that is t-24.com. Sticking with clothing, I thought this was awesome because I have a horror movie club at work that I call the Fright Club, and I was able to get this shirt with the Universal Monsters on it that says Fright Club. And yes, that says large because I've lost a lot of weight and I'm now able to fit into large clothing again. My Blood Diner shirt, I haven't been able to wear in a couple of years, and I fit into it now. Yes. All right, last t-shirt that I got, and another, got to speak to these guys for a few minutes. I think they were a married couple. I don't want to assume. But they're from Comic Book Clothing, CBC. You can find them on all the social medias at Comic Book Clothing. And I will, again, attach all this information in the description. But again, all sorts of super cool shirts that are usually geeky but punny at the same time. And so I was able to get Rage Against the Empire, The Battle for Endor, obviously a take on the Rage Against the Machine Battle for Los Angeles album cover with the Ewoks on it. I think this shirt had me rolling. It's one of those shirts that I described to a friend where it's like, if you see me wearing that shirt and if you come over and you go, oh my God, what a great shirt, I feel like I've just made a new friend at 43 years old. It's such a niche thing that if you get the references, both of them combined, it's like, I have to be friends with you now. It can't just be like a greeting. It can't just be like, oh, thank you for complimenting my shirt. No, we're friends now. Okay. The one person, Charlotte and I, we met a few of her favorite AEW wrestlers. Shout out to Willow Nightingale, who I met with my nephew Nycc, and then Darby Allin and Brody King, who are killing it in AEW. If you're an AEW fan, we are huge AEW fans. We're going to Full Gear in New Jersey in November. And they had a big presence at Comic-Con this year. And Charlotte and I met Darby Allin and Willow Nightingale and Brody King. The only horror actor that I made it a point to go and meet was Hamish Linklater. And Hamish Linklater is now on Gen V, which is really cool. But if you... I know him, and I needed to meet him because he was Father Paul on Midnight Mass. I've talked about it on this channel, what that show means to me. I don't want to get into it now because I don't want to start tearing up. But that show came about at a very important time in my life where I really needed some catharsis, having dealt with a death in the family, and it just hit me at the perfect moment. And when I met Hamish Linklater, I told him that, and we actually shared a kind of oddly emotional moment together. He was incredibly respectful. He was very, very nice. I can't say enough nice things about him. And it was important for me to get to meet him and just tell him what a big role he played in, helping me at a time where I needed some help dealing with, issues of death. And his acting really helped me get through that. He's a tremendous actor. He's on Gen V now. So yeah, Hamish Linklater, pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much. Okay, now on to some of the other stuff that I got. First, let's start. Way back when I was writing for geeksofdoom.com, I had a very great connection with Storm King Comics. They were emailing me early editions of their comics digitally. I was reviewing them for the website. Tales for a Halloween Night, Tales of Science Fiction. I was doing all these comic reviews. Phenomenal artwork. I got to interview Sandy King Carpenter. I got to interview several of the comic book writers and illustrators, and they have always been incredibly awesome and super cool to me. And I saw them this time. Sandy remembered me, which was really cool. And so I went and I got the latest edition of Tales from a Halloween Night. This is volume 11, and if you look, you can see it is signed by John Carpenter, Sandy King Carpenter, and several of the artists and illustrators. They have been putting out Tales from a Halloween Night for, this is obviously volume 11, and they put out a new Comic-Con exclusive edition, and that's what this was. This is the exclusive Comic-Con edition of volume 11, signed by everybody, and it's just awesome. I was reading parts of this on the train on the way home. I finished about 5 or 6 different stories, and I love these. They're easy to get through. They're great horror comics. They have John Carpenter has a story in here called Cathedral. Sandy King has a story in here called The Hunger, and then other great authors and other great comic book writers and illustrators are listed here. So yeah, the Storm King Comics, John Carpenter and Sandy King Carpenter's comic book company, they're killing it. They're doing a great job, and it was great to see them at Comic-Con as well. And the other book that I just wanted to talk about quickly was Why I Love Horror. This was a book that I got at the one of the many book sections that they have. They had an entire book con section. Then they had all these different publishing companies that were there. This one is from Saga Press, Simon & Schuster Press. It's called Why I Love Horror, and it's a collection of essays on horror literature edited by Becky Siegel Spratford, and it contains... I was really interested in this because I'm somebody who started reading horror literature when I was about 10, 11 years old. My dad gave me copies of Stephen King, everything from, when I was really young, Cycle of the Werewolf, Eyes of the Dragon. Then he would give me the short story books, Skeleton Crew, Night Shift, and I would just read short story after short story. Eventually, as I got older, I started to read the full Stephen King books. I got into Clive Barker, and horror literature is part of why I love horror movies in general. This contains essays by everyone from Brian Keene to Tananarive Due, Josh Mallerman, who we have an interview with him up on this channel, Paul Tremblay, Grady Hendrix. These are like people who many of them who I've met and respect and talked to, and I can't wait to get into this book also, essays on horror literature, why I love horror. I think this is going to be a really cool read. And then finally, we can get into some of the art. These prints I got are birthday gifts for my sister. So I'm hoping that she doesn't see this on the channel. And when I tell you that these were the tamest pieces from this exhibitor, that is the Golden Girls as horror icons, and then here's the Golden Girls as, like, you know, Disney baddies. And this is, you could just tell from this bookmark that this is what you're dealing with here. It's called the Werkroom. Work is spelled like twerk, so it's WERKROOM. You can find them at thewerkroom.shop, again, in the description. But yeah, that's the picture. Darth Vader, I am your daddy, in dominatrix gear. And a lot of the art was what I would call amazing and inappropriate. Not inappropriate for me. I thought it was great. But, like, if you were walking around with, like, a little kid, and they were like, oh, look, it's Disney princesses and horror characters, and then they went inside, they would have seen some very sexual very sexual artwork, animation of these characters doing some very inappropriate things with each other. And it was awesome. I thought it was great. And these two things I'm going to be giving to my sister, along with another piece of art that I got for her birthday coming up later this month. That's the Werkroom. Work is the WERKROOM.shop. You can find your really funny and inappropriate stuff there. And then last couple things here. I got these two awesome prints of two of my favorite Italian horror films, Suspiria and Blood and Black Lace, from the Acid Nun. The Acid Nun, Corinne Halbert. I had met her at a Brooklyn Horror Film Festival. Not Brooklyn Horror Film Festival. That's coming up. That's different. The Brooklyn Horror Society had an event at Industry City in Brooklyn where they hosted like an art and kind of like an art giveaway sale, and they had like little businesses doing things. And I met her there, and I saw her again at Comic-Con, and I love her work. Those two prints look great, and I can't wait to put them up on my wall. And then finally, I got 4 awesome prints from Jellyco, www.jellyco.com. And we have Little Shop of Horrors. Charlotte, when she was in 8th grade, she played the lead. She was Seymour in a production of Little Shop of Horrors. So this is going to go up on her wall. She said she wanted the trick or treat. So there's Sammy with the Rules of Halloween. And then these two, I just love these so much. 2 of my favorite horror films over the last couple of years. The Witch, Live Deliciously, with Black Phillip there. Are you tired of the puritanical farm life? Looking for freedom? Follow Black Phillip. And then last but not least, it is Pearl. Pearl's soon-to-be-famous Star Tour. Again, awesome, just incredible art here. Like the cartoonish nature of these incredibly violent horror films. I happen to think they are excellent. I'll put that away after. And yeah, everything that I just talked about in this now almost 20-minute video, I will put in the description. You can hopefully find these vendors, these exhibitors, these artists, and you can give them some of your hard-earned money as well. That is it for New York Comic-Con. Like I said, I have a bunch of videos, recorded Q&As from the main stage and Rice panel, Silent Night, Deadly Night, the Alien Earth panel, which was Thursday night, that had most of the lead cast. That was awesome. All of those videos are available right now on the Lassercast. And I mentioned accidentally Brooklyn Horror Film Festival, and that's because it is on my mind because it starts Thursday night. This coming Thursday, I'm going to be at the Nighthawk Williamsburg for the opening night, Queens of the Dead. Saturday night, I will be there for Tales from the Crypt Demon Night with Ernest Dickinson there for a post-screening Q&A, which is going to be awesome. My cat is doing some crazy things. And then the following week, I have two other screenings, two other movies to get to, plus Final Exam Horror Trivia on Monday night. It's the one time a year where Charlotte can go because instead of it being held at a bar, it's being held at a bar restaurant, which they allow people of all ages. So Charlotte and I are going to go with our team. We're going to try to defend our crown. We won last year there. So yeah, lots of stuff coming from the Lassercast. Pete and I are going to have, we're going to be covering The Black Phone Part 2, which opens this week. We are going to be covering Talamasca, The Secret Order from the Anne Rice Immortal Universe, which starts on October 26th. And I am putting out short reviews almost every day, covering just the movies that I've been watching this October. I have a short review of The Devil's Rejects. I posted one last night of Sinister, which Charlotte and I watched. I have a few more really obscure ones that I'm going to be posting. That they're movies where if you haven't seen them, you should check them out. Some of them hold a special place in my heart. Some of them I'm watching for the first time. But yeah, that is my Comic-Con haul. NYCC, we will see you next year. I believe it's the 20-year anniversary next year of New York Comic-Con. And I think they said the dates are October 8th through 11th, 2026. So a year in advance. Cannot wait. It's one of my favorite times of the year. Go on to our channel, watch those videos, like the videos, subscribe if you haven't, and go to the description of this video, find these vendors, find these artists, and support them. And that's been it. That's Danny from the Last Cast, and I'll see you very soon.